Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ayyuhan nas al-Habib. Peace be upon you in the mercy of Allah and His sanctification, O beloved people. Al-Yawm al-Arba'i. Today is the fourth day, the day in which my idolatrous Danish, Danite, Viking, Norwegian, Normandy ancestors named Woden's Day, which people now call Wednes or Wednesday. Right? They don't even pronounce it correctly. But it is the day in which Mercury's energy is accentuated, and the energy is very simple for today. Leo, Mercury, ruled by Leo Sun. There you have it. It's that simple. Regal thoughts and communication for a regal sense of purpose and a royal vitality. Right? So this is really think high day. Think very highly of yourself. Like for instance, for me, today is very easy because my moon is conjunct my Venus. Well, the moon in the heavens is conjunct my Venus in Cancer. So I'm naturally feeling myself today. I look good every day, but I feel like I look extra good today. And those are the type of things that you'll notice when you start to really comprehend astrology correctly and actively. See, most people, it's just a concept to them, but to me, it's real life. I do this. Like, I know how to live it and activate it and understand it in my daily, personal, and interpersonal life. Right? Because the birth chart indicates all of that. Therefore, since it's a little bit easier for me today, I can think very lofty and stay in that state because Leo is a fixed sign. So you think loftily and you also behave loftily because you have a lofty purpose, or regally, should I say. Lofty is high. But it is also associated with royalty and kingliness. Right? Because you could be lofty in thought, that's Aquarius, and you could be lofty in expression, that's Leo. See how I dress? I'm very, very expressive of my regality, regardless of what anyone thinks. And at the same time, it balances out for, my Aquarius Jupiter, because that's eccentricism. And here in America, to dress like an ancient Arab Moor is very eccentric. I love the looks that I get, the stares that I get. Most of them are very, very, very positive. Only like really old, you can tell prejudiced Slavs be looking at it like, huh? And some of them are Shriners, so they're like, oh, that's my master? Yes. But keep it moving. Because it's the rise of the Moors, right? M-O-O-R-S, but more correctly, M-A-U-R-S, the light bodies. So yeah, we out here doing the light work. And Allah said that He is the Nur of Nujum. What is that? It means He is the light of the stars. He is the light of the sun, moon, and stars. So, if we're made up of Him, and He is the light of the sun, moon, and stars, yet is beyond the light of the sun, moon, and stars, don't get it twisted, then we're made up of that same light, yet not what is beyond that. And that's where people start getting into idolatry, calling themselves gods and goddesses. If you could be shot and killed, you're not that. If you can starve to death, if you have to pay bills, you're not that. You're not. If you ever get sad, you're not that. If you have to battle internally, you're not that. If you have to battle with your lower self, you're not that. Because even those beings that were beyond all of that, where are they at now? They used to inhabit physical forms. They used to come, they were jinn. Don't get it twisted. But, where are they at now? You don't see them materializing now. They all fell. They're gone. And the ones that's left, are doing mass wickedness. Y'all be calling on their names, but other than that, I hope you have a very peaceful, prosperous, productive day. Remember to think of yourself as royalty. That's what we really are. We're royalty. You know, the divinity is like how people are talking about, that has been stripped from our ancestors. You never had it. You know, you never had it. What you do have is a direct connection to the source. Our actual ability is the ability to manifest. But it's not so much like how Adam and Hawa was able to do it, right? Like, it's instant for them. And then they didn't have any desires, any weaknesses like that until it was revealed to them by Shaitan, Satan, through the reptilian that was there. Yeah, reptilian. A lot of people, they're not going to say it like that. Like, oh, the serpent, the humanoid reptilian that could walk and talk. The Draco, the Draconian, right? The most subtle beast in the field. So, and they weren't afraid of it, and they were talking to it. So, you know, I mean, they weren't talking to a snake. It was a reptilian. But, you know, think about it. Shaitan had to get through to the reptilian, to get through to the woman, to get through to the man. Leo is masculine. Mercury is masculine. The sun is masculine. Adam was the king of his dominion. Right? It said, we'll give you dominion over the earth. So he was king of the earth. And the Most High was creator and king of Adam. So, and you know, he's the king of all things. Maliki Yawmiddin, king or possessor of the day of the debt. So, remain peaceful, remain loving, remain realistic, remain in your proper status as Khalif or Khalifa. You are indeed a successor of the Creator, and you were endowed with special abilities to access the Creator. That does not make you the Creator or a Creator. Because what we're talking about when we use the word create, it's literally to take nothing and make it into something. You can't do that. You always have to work with something. So what you're doing is you're doing the Mars and Virgo energy. You're concocting. You're taking from what already exists and you're refashioning it into something else. Creation, only the Creator does that. And he does that through us, right? Creation is constantly happening, right? From every moment to every other moment is actually nothing, but that nothing becomes something because it's built off of something that happened before. But for us, from the Creator, it was nothing and then it became something. See, the inverse, the figure eight. When you really start to comprehend these things, you don't get caught up in the woo-woo of New Ageness and how people, they really can't understand these things or comprehend it because, you know, like Miles Cunningham said, shout out to Miles Cunningham and the Real Game No Theory panel. He said most people are choosing option B not because they want option B, but only because they want to avoid option A. Right? And then I add, and that's only because they're not aware that there's an option C or D or E. So, yeah, that's what it is. So, you know, a lot of people are into modern spirituality simply because they don't like modern religion. That's it. And they don't understand or comprehend either. They're just regurgitating what somebody else said. They're not putting in their 10,000 hours of study. So, assalamu alaikum, bro. Assalamu alaikum. Right? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nasir Habib.